As an event planner, event organizer, or event producer, whatever title you have given yourself, you are responsible for the health and safety of your audience. Now, what actually is health and safety? Well, health and safety regulations are in place to make sure that you do the right thing. You do the right thing to make sure that there are no injuries and no accidents at your event or at your festival. It's like any other industry basically. So the car manufacturing industry also has health and safety regulations. It's no different when you work in the events industries. Now, a good source of information for event safety aspects are the event safety guides. Now, if you are based in America, there is the Event Safety Alliance, and if you are based in Great Britain, there is the Health and Safety Executive. Both organizations have launched an event safety guide. In America, it's only a few years old, and if you are in Britain, I think they're still working on an updated version of the event safety guide. So make sure you double check whether the rules and the regulations in these guides are up to date. But they are an incredible source of information of how you should go about organizing your event in such a way that it's safe, that your audience well-being is taken care of, and you will find a lot of information in the health and safety guides anyway. So I have included the purple guide or the event safety guide in as a PDF form in this course, because you can download it online anyway. So I've attached it for you, so please do have a look at it. Now, when we talk about health and safety at your event, we're not just talking about the health and safety for your audience. We're also talking about health and safety aspects for your contractors, for your staff members, and even for your volunteers. So I want you now to make a list of situations that you can think of that you need to take care of for your staff members. So what do you need to have in place to make sure you minimize the risk at your event? So you can just pause the video now, and I'll see you in a bit, and just make a list of everything that you can think of. Right, okay, so you're back, and hopefully you have quite a lot of items on that list already. Just some ideas that you can think of. For example, earplugs. Are you providing earplugs to your staff and to your volunteers? Obviously, it depends on what kind of music you have at your event, but also, and perhaps you don't have any music at all, so earplugs might not be an issue. But it's always good practice to just give earplugs away, especially to the people that are working for you, whether it's paid work, or volunteers. I've worked at an event this summer back in America where actually it was quite warm. Now, do you provide free water to your volunteers or to your staff members? Do you give them the option to put sun cream on their, well, in my case, on my head to make sure that I'm not boiling? Do you have any people working at heights? So for example, any technicians, and it might be that you have a contractor coming in to do that, but make sure you check whether they have everything in place to make sure that they work at a safe level when they're working at heights. And there are other items you can think of as well. So any vehicles that you have on site, any the golf buggies that you normally see at festivals. What do you have in place to make sure that they don't run over people? And what if it happens? What's actually happening then? So health and safety is not just for your audience, it is also for your staff, your contractors, and your volunteers. Now, when you talk about health and safety, you talk about hazards and you talk about risks. And this goes already more towards a risk assessment if you want. But what is the difference between a hazard and a risk? Again, I want you to You can probably just go online and look it up. But I want you to pause the video now and look up what is a hazard and what is a risk and what is actually the difference. So a hazard is anything that has the potential to cause harm to people. And a risk is the likelihood that that hazard or the harm from that hazard is actually being realized. So there's a difference. So when we talk about a risk assessment, you look at the hazards, you look at the risks, and you're going to look at how you can actually prevent those hazards from turning into risk, and you're going to see what you can do to minimize the risk from happening, or how you can prevent those risks from happening altogether. So let's look at this in more detail in the next couple of sessions.